And now, it's time for the most popular show on the nation, PWI Championship Challenge. And here's your host, Vince McShell. Oh, yeah!
Hello, everybody, and welcome. It's Wednesday night. You know what that means. It is time for the PWI Championship Challenge. Take two. A lot of you won't understand that, but at least one person out there totally understands it. We learned a valuable lesson earlier tonight. If you don't click the button that says start stream, you'll go 15 minutes without anyone seeing you. The days. Where do they go? All right. We are going to be talking about another exciting episode or edition of a professional wrestling magazine from the old days, and this is The Wrestler. That's what we're going to be going over today, and it's from June of 1988. So let's dive into this, shall we? As soon as we can pull that, there we go. Boom, boom, and boom. There we go. And this is the episode, or the edition rather, that we're going to be talking about. It is from, I believe, hold on. I just saw it a second ago. October of 88. Yet the ratings that we're going to be talking about was from June of 88. Boy, these things were months behind. But back in the day, this was actually considered news. So here we go. The cover is going to have a lot of the information on it that you'll want to take note of. Dusty Rhodes made Barry Windham. Now he'll break him. This is referring back to the fact that Barry Windham joined the Four Horsemen, turned his back on his longtime partner, friend, confidant, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. They had a tremendous match at the Great American Bash for the U.S. title. And we'll talk about some of that maybe a little bit later on. The Fantastics declared that they're not going to share their fans with the Rock and Roll Express. And then more venom than ever. Love's bite makes Jake the Snake Roberts a man again. Ravishing Rick Rude decided to do his normal nightly routine where he goes up to a girl and says, "Hey, honey, would you like to kiss a real man?" Only this time it turned out to be Jake the Snake Roberts' wife, Cheryl. And that wasn't well received by the Snake Man whatsoever. Oh, Canada, take back the Rougeaus. That's when they had basically worn out their welcome as baby faces and started turning heel. And then we've got the come down or the comeback. Kurt Hennig seeks the CWA championship. That was shortly after losing the AWA championship to the King, Jerry Lawler. In our thumbs up category, we've got Jim Crockett, who got an overwhelming response to a Bring Back the Rock and Roll Express petition in June of 88. The Rock and Roll Express did leave the NWA for a period of time, and when they came back, they weren't as hot as they were when they left. That's just the fact. The fans still liked them, but it didn't have that sizzle. Thumbs up to Michael P.S. Hayes. He, at that time, was teaming up with the Von Erichs, in particular, Kerry Von Erich. And here in this particular thumbs up edition, they say he's been wrestling with integrity and a commitment to fair play, and it's also great the way he has stood up for Terry Gordy and been highly admirable. Thumbs up to Hulk Hogan, although he's been relatively inactive since WrestleMania 4. Hint, hint. We approve of the decision to return to the ring as a tag team partner of the man many believed he would wrestle for the world title, Randy Savage. Well, of course, and he will later on. By reviving the Mega Powers, Hogan is not only coming out of retirement to meet his enemies head on, but he's finally come to terms with his status as contender and ex-champion. The hell he did. And then last but not least in our thumbs up category, we have Steven Regal. Not that Steven Regal, no. This is AWA Steve Regal. He was the former tag team partner with Jimmy Garvin. Those two guys actually dethroned the Legion of Doom. Okay. If there's any man whose surname is truly a reflection of his soul, it's this young champion of the Windy City Wrestling. Regal's latest conquest, you ask, is those inhumane members of Paulie Dangerously's Dangerous Alliance. That is a name that followed Dangerously wherever he went. He always had a Dangerous Alliance. In this case, it was Eddie Gilbert and Colonel De Beers. Now we go to our thumbs down. Lanny Poffo. We appreciate his boldness. The WWS Poet Laureate always has something on his mind and says it. Unfortunately, he never backs up his words with actions. It's time to put up or shut up. Thumbs down to Paul Jones. He's a below average man, below average manager. There are many good reasons why the Warlord and the Barbarian, hint, hint, fled the NWA for the WWF. And they all involve Jones. Jones wanted his powers of pain to risk their necks in a series of useless scaffold matches, and they refused. Maybe they would have been more receptive to Jones if he had done more for them. He never got them a title shot against the NWA World Tag Team Champions Arn and Tully Blanchard. True, never got a title shot in the NWA. Thumbs down to Robert Fuller. Is there a more despicable person in wrestling these days? On June 11th, Fuller beat Jeff Jarrett with a baseball bat, breaking his right arm. And finally, we've got Eddie Gilbert in the thumbs down category. Although Hot Stuff has been condemned repeatedly in this space, his recent attack on the masked Mr. Olympia certainly ranks as one of the most heinous acts. Gilbert initially arrived to the match on crutches and claimed he could not wrestle. Upon Olympia's arrival, however, the crutches were transformed into vicious weapons. You don't say. Now, the thing about these magazines, as I'm going through them, a lot of them at the time, you have to remember, these were news. Now we're looking at them as history books. And this one has something really special about it in the sense that it is the first time in a magazine that a certain individual is featured. And that would be Chris Benoit, Canadian crippler, as he'd later become to know here in this special introduction page. And they go on to mention the fact that at this time, he took an unexpected change to his wrestling career when he split with his tag team partner Johnny Smith in March. It served as a prelude to a string of victories that have made this youngster the brightest star in Stampede area. So yeah, he was off and running to the races already at that point in time, and who knew, right? So there are some clues for use. And again, you want to take advantage of these things because that's going to give you all you need to know about what you need to know, right? If you want to partake, if you think you know you're wrestling, this is your chance. If you look in the comment section there, you're going to see there is a link. Click on that link, whether you're on Twitter, whether you're on Twitch, or whether you're on YouTube, either one. Just click on that to the green room. You'll be a part of the competition. The competition is real simple. We're going to go over several different categories of top 10, and we're going to see who can guess the most correct answers. And whoever gets the most wins or most points wins the tournament and has become either the defending and retaining PWI champion here on the Nation Network or becomes the brand new PWI champion. But you got to be in it to win it, and that's where you guys got to click that link. You only have a few seconds to go, though. Do it quickly because once we ring that bell, we're not taking any more people on. You can always answer along in the comments, but it's a little harder for me to keep up with those because StreamYard is not friendly that way. It makes me choose whether I want to have my sound effects or whether I want to see my chat. All right. With that all having been said, let's get this party started, shall we? All right, we definitely have some people waiting to get this thing going. We're going to introduce first former PWI champion, now challenger. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Wrestling Purist.
Glad to be here, man. Glad to be here. Hey, excuse me. I know you have stuff to do, but then again, remember what I said about me going to the Academy School of Actors for the dubbing session and me meeting the Italian Undertaker? Well, here it is.
On Vince McShane and J-Rocks, it's the Italian Undertaker. Ladies and
Yeah,
It
was fun, by the way.
You enjoyed that?
Stefano Mondini. They even let me dub Homer Simpson, and I go from young Frankenstein. You know, Darling.
All righty then. With that in mind, and I don't see anyone else in the room, you guys, if you want to jump in, we got room, but you got to do it quick. In the meantime, here comes your reigning, defending PWI champion, J-Rox.
You the twos, I'm the one.
Ooh.
Not for long, pal. Not for
Says
long.
he's a twos, he says. All right. As you probably know, if you've never seen this show before, you wouldn't know. But if you have, you know there are rules to this stuff. And if you haven't seen it before, you're about to find out what the rules are. So sit tight. Here we go. Maybe we go. Hold on. Let's go. I really am not a fan of how they set this thing up. There you go.
The rules of Battle Bowl are simple. Competitors will select a number between 1 and 10. The one that draws closest to the number that is drawn will choose whether he wants to go first or last each round. The remaining competitors will repeat this process until a lineup is set. Competitors will be presented with a category reflecting a top 10 lineup as determined by a classic issue of PWI magazine. They will each have a limited time to come up with an answer as a music clip runs. When a player is called to give an answer, they have to respond within 3 seconds or they will be buzzed out of the round and receive 0 points. For each correct answer in the top 9 positions, the player is eligible to receive 1 point. If 2 or more players share the same correct answer, no points are awarded. A correct answer in the number 1 position is worth 3 points unless 2 or more players share the correct answer, which would create a draw and 0 points awarded. Each player is allowed 1 finisher that may be used at any point in the match against an opponent of his choosing. If that opponent had the correct answer, the player calling for the finisher has successfully taken the points for that question. If the finisher was used and the opponent did not have the correct answer, that opponent will receive the points of a correct answer, and the player initiating the finisher will lose the same amount of points.
All right, there's the rules. Them's the rules, ladies and gentlemen. Very simple. And last chance to jump in.
I'm afraid today it's only the 3 of us. I don't see anything in the chat, though.
All right. So with that in mind, we're going to kick this thing off. We've got Jay as the defending champion. We've got Purist as the challenger. Purist, give me a number from 1 to 10.
2.
Jay.
6.
We got 2. We got 6. Let's see what it is. Well, 6 is closest. Who had it? Jay?
Yep.
All right, buddy. You get to choose first or second.
I'll go second.
Champ decides to go second. That means Purist, you're going first. And here is our category.
Oh, wait. We need our finishers.
Oh, yeah, we do. Jay, what's your finisher?
Superman punch.
There you go. Purist.
Oh, please. I'm going to stick with the pile driver. Tombstone pile driver. I mean, for Pete's sake. At least it's far more effective than a fiction move.
Our category is, and again, this is June of 1988, the AWA. We're looking for the top 10 in the AWA. Purist, I need the number 10. Who was number 10 in the AWA in June of 88?
The missing link.
Jay?
Steve Regal.
We were looking for Baron von Raschke.
Still wrestled?
Yeah, the Baron, he was pretty famous, especially in the AWA. All right, Purist, that brings us up to number 9. Who was number 9 in the AWA?
I say Steve Regal.
Jay.
Eddie Gilbert.
Correct answer was T-Joe Khan. Nobody gets the point. We move on to the number 8 answer, Purist. He was part of the NWA Tag Team Champions at one point, but at this point in time, he's in the AWA at number 8.
I guess don't know.
Jay?
Jimmy Garvin.
That's actually a good answer. But we were looking for the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez.
Oh.
Ow.
He and Ravishing Rick Rude were the NWA title holders. They took it from the Rock and Roll Express. That moves us up to the number 7 answer. You would know him more likely from Memphis Wrestling, but at this point in time, he was in the AWA. Purist?
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Jay?
So
3 seconds.
I got nothing. Yep.
JARRETT. Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett from the 80s.
Yeah, buddy.
Finally someone here.
All right, moving on to the number 6 answer. Who was, and I can't even give you a clue on this because I know the name more than I know the person, and I think I know who it is, but I don't want to give bad clues and find out I was wrong.
Of course you
So
know.
that said, who is number 6, Purist?
Jerry the King Lawler.
Jay.
Kevin Sullivan.
You might not be as far off as you think. Max Payne. Was that the guy that was in WCW, the heavyset guy that used like the guitar and put the whammy bar arm lock on people? Was that him? So this must have been a young version of him then. I don't remember him in the AWA, but he probably didn't have the same gimmick either.
Right.
All right, moving back on up to the number 5 spot. Yeah, I'm not going to give any clues. Go ahead, Wrestling Purist. Who do you think number 5 in the AWA was? Or anything I give you would have just had it been obvious. I can't come up with any vague ones.
The Missing Link.
Jay.
Let's go with Eddie Gilbert again.
Damn it, man. One of you has the right answer. Do either of you feel like using your finisher at this point?
Nope.
In that case, the correct answer is Eddie Gilbert.
I was going to say.
Damn.
It is 1-0 for the champion, and J-Rocks takes the board.
It wasn't like last time, I swear. I'll get a damn point with the last thing I do.
At one point in time, this one was a number 1 contender for Ric Flair's World Championship, but at this point, he's the number 4 man in the AWA. Purist?
I guess you're referring about
3 seconds.
Jack Buckwinkle.
Jay?
Jimmy Garvin.
Wahoo McDaniel.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Oh my goodness. Number 3 would have been somebody who could have joined the Russian conglomerate of the Koloffs. He didn't, but he could have. He would have fit right in. AWA, who is it, Purist? Number 3.
I don't know the name, but I guess it's
That's kind of what I need.
Ivan
What's it?
Koloff, I guess.
Jay?
I'll say Nikita.
Soldat Ustinov.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Yeah, I did too until I read it. I was like, oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he would have fit in with them perfectly.
Finally, the chat is about to get lively.
The number 2 answer. He's a name that you would automatically associate with the AWA. Purist?
Nick Buckwinkle.
Jay?
Lex Luger.
In 88, Luger was a rookie in Florida. The correct answer would have been Greg Gagne.
Greg Gagne was still playing.
Yeah, I mean, Greg Gagne was like, only had the AWA as a career. Nobody else would book him except his own dad.
Right.
Purist, who was the number 1?
Kurt Hennig.
Jay?
I'm going to say Jimmy Garvin again.
One of you has the right answer. If it's Jay, he takes a 2-0 lead. If it's Purist, we are tied at 1. Unless somebody wants to use their finisher.
No, wait, this is the number 1 answer, right?
No, there's still a champion after that. That'll be the 3-pointer.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right.
So I need to know, anyone going to use a finisher?
No.
All right, Jay, give me your answer again.
Jimmy Garvin.
You said Garvin. Purist, you said
Kurt Hennig.
might not be the perfect answer, but Kurt Hennig is the correct answer.
Yes.
And we are tied at 1-1. We are now coming up to our 3-point question. Wouldn't matter if I gave you a clue anyway. We already know it's the AWA, and it's the champion. June of 88, who was the champion in the AWA? Purist? 3 seconds.
Jerry Lawler.
Jay?
Jimmy Garvin.
One of you has the right answer. So here's how it works. If somebody uses their finisher, and that was the person who had the right answer, they're going to actually lose 3 points, which would be a -2. However, if you use your finisher and you had the correct answer or the wrong answer, and your opponent would have had the right answer, you steal the 3 points and hit them with a -3. So the question is, does anyone want to use their finisher right now? Jay says no. Purist, no. The correct answer is Jerry the King Lawler. Purist was down 1-0, but he has come storming back to take a 4-1 lead. And Jay, is that under the cap? It looks like there may be some sweat.
Nah.
Sweat? No, it looks like it.
Nah. No, it's dry.
I got a pretty high def screen over here. It just looked like sweat to me. All right, so that's round 1, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be back with round 2 in just a second. Start getting your pencils ready and get your answers up in the chat, and we'll see how this turns out. We'll be back with more right after.
When you want wrestling that makes an impact, join us here on the Nation Network. The best of the past, the present, and the future. Impact Wrestling like you've never seen it before, exclusively on the Nation Network.
Oh,
All
He took
right,
off.
we are
I
back.
win.
No. And we're going to be
Yeah.
doing the tag
Count
team
him out.
division.
Count him out.
Hmm? Yeah, whatever.
We're now
At least this
talking
one then.
tag teams in all promotions. It's June of 88.
At least it
And-
won't be a Austin Fury fluke. That I tell you.
Tag teams number 10 in the overall category. I don't even know a good clue to give, but you ain't going to get it anyway. But take a wild guess. Purist, who do you think number 10 overall is?
The Horsemen's. And the Enforcers.
The Enforcers. Who the hell is that? Okay, Jay?
Arn Anderson and Terry Blanchard.
Okay. I'll let that one go. Jay?
Bad Company.
Jay, you were closest. John Tatum and Jack Victory. I wouldn't even know what clue to give you on them. I know of them, but.
Right.
Number 9, representing the World Wrestling Federation, although at this point in time, it was really close because they were jumping to the AWA briefly. Purist.
Oh, I say the Bees, the guys, Jim Brunzell and what's her name?
Well, I can't tell you. You got to tell me. We're testing your wrestling knowledge.
The Killing Bees. Am I correct? The name.
We'll go with Killer Bees. It's close enough.
Killer
Jay.
Bees.
Let's go with the Fantastics.
Because they had a really good WWF run. Actually, we were looking for the British Bulldogs.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep,
They
they ended up
finally had
going
that-
there briefly, and when I say briefly, they wrestled the Rock and Roll Express, but
One
that
match.
was like the end of their careers as a team. At that point in time, Dynamite was so jacked up that he just couldn't go anymore.
Oh,
Right.
After all, I saw the accident from WrestleMania 2.
Yeah,
But
that
I
was
don't
a
understand. I mean, from what I saw, they said that the accident of WrestleMania 2 ended the Dynamite Kid's career,
Mhm.
and yet he fought in Japan against Tiger Mask.
Well, he still wrestled in the WWF a little bit too. He was never the same.
It was
The Rockers was a good guest, by the way. We had somebody out there guessing the Rockers.
Well, that's a big difference between
Prime
that
time.
and
Prime time.
they
yeah.
were AWA before WWE.
Number 8 would have been in the WWF at this point in time. Purist.
The Bushwhackers. Hope I'm correct.
Jay.
The Rougeaus.
Well, we talked about them earlier on. The Warlord and the Barbarian.
Uh,
That's why they left to go to the WWF, because of Paul Jones. Number 7. Representing the NWA. Purist.
don't know. Really don't know. Sorry.
Jay.
Fantastics.
Jay's hanging on to those Fantastics today. It was like a Lunger Blaze a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Sensational.
Correct answer would have been the Rock and Roll Express.
I figured they'd been up higher.
Rama. Moving up to number 6, representing the AWA. Wrestling purist, who do you think that might have been?
I guess the sheepherders.
Jay?
Let's go back with Bad Company.
One of you has the right answer. Presuming nobody uses a finisher, if Jay is right, he makes it a 4-2 game. If Purist is right, he takes a commanding 5-1 lead.
As a matter of fact, I'll take the risk. Tombstone Pile Driver.
On Jay.
Yeah.
So if Jay has the right answer, he will lose a point, and you will gain one. However, if you had the right answer, you're going to give up the point, and he's going to gain
At least
one.
I'll still be. At least it will be 3-2.
Something like that. Well, the correct answer would be Bad Company. So with the tombstone being used, Pierce has no more finisher. However, he does knock Jay down to 1 point and moves up to, I believe, 5. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it is now a 5-1 lead. Jay, this is going to be the most impressive comeback in all of PWI Championship Challenge history, if you can pull it off.
Feel lucky today. Well, tonight here in Italy.
Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. I got stuff happening here at the same time.
Just like the stuff that's happening on Raw. I mean, with what's going on with Alexa Bliss and the 24/7 championship. Over the buried though. I mean,
Oh, she done threw that in the garbage.
Yeah, I saw that. That wasn't Alexa
actually, they
Bliss.
said she missed the garbage can.
That
People are
wasn't Alexa
speaking
Bliss.
of-
Yeah, but she- Yeah, but she put out on Twitter, she's like, I'll throw it in a dumpster, I'll burn it, I'll do whatever I want with it. Who's going to stop me?
Was it Alexa Bliss, though, or somebody else?
No, it's Nikki Cross.
There you go. Yes,
Hey,
that's
what,
her.
what does she think he is? Medusa?
That was definitely the idea. All right, number 5, representing the NWA, Purist.
The Volkovs.
Jay?
I'm right.
Fantastics.
Correct answer would have been the Midnight Express. Bob Eaton and Stan Lane.
And don't forget Jim Cornette.
Number 4, Purist, representing the NWA.
Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard.
Jay.
Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard.
Goes for the block. Somebody gonna kick themselves. The Fantastics.
It was Fantastics, wasn't it?
The Fantastics. You were just one too early, man. You were premature. Hate when that happens.
Story of my life.
I know. With that, we move up to number 3. And I would imagine at this point in history, they were definitely in the AWA. Purist.
The Sheepherders.
Jay.
Michael Hayes and Kevin Von Erich.
What a rush. The Road Warriors.
Oh,
AWA or NWA?
Probably AWA,
AWA.
about then.
Strange.
Moving on up, number 2, representing the WWF. Purist.
The Rockers.
Jay.
Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage.
Demolition. The copy was ahead of the original.
Yeah.
How about that? That brings us to the number one answer, and I cannot give you any clues, but it is worth 3 points, which Jay desperately needs. Purist, who's the number one overall tag team in June of 88?
The Brainbusters. I remember their names. The Brainbusters.
Jay, who's the number one team?
Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson.
We have a unique scenario right here. Essentially, you both gave the same answer. However, one of those answers is more correct than the other. Therefore, the correct answer is Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson because they weren't the Brainbusters yet.
Right.
Jay gets 3, makes it 4-5, and is right back in the game. That's how.
Can you feel me breathing on your neck?
Ooh, kinky.
Still don't understand what's going on.
Well, you just got a 3-point answer. That's what's going on.
Check out the fastest growing show on the Nation Network.
Yeah, it takes time, hours. People just see the finished product and it's like, oh, you pump out stuff so quickly, but people don't realize. I mean, it's a balancing act, and a lot of people don't get that.
We're the creators and talents that have provided us countless hours of entertainment.
I've been putting up on Twitter. I opened like a DeviantArt account, and then I've been putting videos that I make there for my guys.
Come to sit down and share their memories, experiences, and upcoming projects.
Definitely not. The greatest wrestling game of all time? I don't think so.
Formerly known as Inside the Creator's Studio.
Wow, it's great to be inside the Creator's Studio. Hey, who did you create today, mate?
We now invite you to check out The Rub.
I was looking at your schedule just for this past month on the food truck alone. And you got like a 1985 Hulk Hogan schedule going on here where you got like a morning, a noon, and a night, same day. Then the next day you're in this town. The next day, and I'm thinking to myself,
yeah.
Were you that busy traveling when you were in the ring?
I know, right? I think, busier and actually making more money now than I'm not wrestling.
You know what? I'm going to make money doing this. I'm going to pay my price. I am going to do conventions. I'm going to do expos. I'm going to do weddings. I'm ordained to marry people. I've done weddings. I'm the whole 9 yards, man. I absolutely said there's nothing that I can't do with this character. And all your fans out in the nation, we love you, mate. The Big Vegas love you. I hope to see you around. Still on the road. Whoa! Yay!
Only on the Nation Network.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to decide this thing. The defending champion has 4. The challenger has 5.
By the way, Mr. Defending Champion,
coming back on a big gap a minute ago, but he has closed that gap and has made this a true challenge.
By the way, Mr. Champion,
the next competition category, which is the overall top 10. That's all wrestling promotions. We're talking about singles competition and who the top 10 wrestlers were June of 1988.
Give me a second,
Starting
please.
things off.
J-Rocks. By the way, Mr. Champion, I would like to present for you a nice product from Italy. I mean, Europe, from the most civilized world that exists. This is toothpaste. You use it to put it on your teeth. You know what I mean? You know what I'm doing right now? You said, I remember people saying Andy Kaufman, and apparently I saw the whole feud. I didn't know that it did go on for the longest time, and I must say. I don't know how
we got to move along, Purist.
Yeah. I mean,
we are looking for the number 10 overall professional wrestler, June of 88. I can't. If I give a clue away, it gives the answer away. So who's number 10, Purist? I'll say he was at this time 88. Lord. If he wasn't in the NWA, I don't know that the UWF existed yet.
Of course, the good version. So I
Yes.
guess, but
I
I
think
must
Mid-South sounds right to me. Could be there.
anyway. From what I understand, it must be Dr. Defsty Williams.
Jay.
Greg Valentine.
Correct answer, Terry Taylor.
Ow.
And I couldn't give any clues like that away. Otherwise, we might as well just give the answer out. Moving right along, representing the World Wrestling Federation. Purist.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Jay.
Lanny Poffo.
One of you was pretty close. Wasn't Ricky Steamboat, but it was the guy who Steamboat beat for the Intercontinental Champion, the Honky Tonk Man. Moving on up to the number 8 answer, representing the NWA. Purist, who do you like?
Sting.
Jay.
Hope so.
Dusty Rhodes.
Oh, again, one of you is awfully close. Barry Windham. We talked earlier that he and Dusty were feuding.
Yep.
That brings us to number 7, representing WCCW. Purist.
Kevin Von Erich.
Jay.
Michael Hayes.
Well, it's a Von Erich, but not Kevin. Kerry Von Erich. Nobody gets the point. It is still 5-4 in favor of Purist. Bringing us up to number 6 overall, representing the NWA. Purist.
Dusty Rhodes.
Jay.
Dusty Rhodes.
Going for the block. Now you're both wrong. Doesn't really matter. It's Sting!
Oh, now it's Sting.
Number 5, representing the NWA. Purist from Chicago, Illinois.
I remember the name, but I remember.
3, 2, 1.
Nah, forget about it.
Jay.
Oh, no.
3, 2, 1. Lex Luger, the total package.
Oh,
I keep forgetting.
Nobody gets the point.
You say
It's
that's
still
a
5-4 in favor of Purist. As we move up to answer number 4 in the overall top 10. Purist, who's number 4? Representing the WWF.
Teddy DiBiase.
Jay.
Jake the Snake.
One of you has the correct answer. Only one of you has a finisher, however. If Purist is correct, he goes up 6-4. If Jay is correct, we are tied at 5. Unless Jay uses his finisher. And that changes the whole game. Jay, do you want to use your finisher?
Nah.
Purist, do you wish you still had a finisher?
Nah.
The correct answer is the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Jay, you had a chance right there to make history. So that makes it 6-4. But we're still in this. We're still in this. That's a little short of the $1 million mark. Don't disappear unless you want to get disqualified. Number 3, representing the AWA. Purist, you're up.
Ric Flair.
Jay.
Kurt Hennig.
Correct answer is the Burger King. Jerry Lawler. There are only 2 answers right now, and there are how many points separating us? 6-4?
6
2
to
points
4.
separating. Jay is starting to feel the tension. We're looking for the number 2 overall purist.
The acumen.
Who's the number 2 purist?
From which brand?
I didn't say.
Okay. Dusty Rhodes.
Jay.
Randy Savage.
One of you has the right answer. Only one of you has a finisher. Jay, this is critical thinking time because if you have the right answer, you're right there. However, if you use your finisher and you had the right answer, you're done fucked.
Yeah.
So, question, Jay, is do you want to use that finisher?
No.
Confident in your answer, Jay?
Yeah.
Remind the fans what your answer was.
Randy Macho Man Savage.
Worst impression ever.
Correct answer is... Ooh, yeah. Madness. So with that, Jay is up to 5 points. Purist clinging to 6. There is only one answer left. It is worth 3 points, and only one person has a finisher. This is going to be the most exciting finish in the history of PWI Championship Challenge, and I already have a funny feeling I can see how this is going to play out, but let's find out if I'm right. Got to play the game, ladies and gentlemen, to find out who the number 1 overall wrestler was in June of '88. Wrestling purist
Hulk Hogan.
Jay.
Superman Punch.
If Hulk Hogan is the correct answer, Jay has just inserted himself into immortality by knocking your head off and stealing your 3 points, essentially bringing you down to 3 and catapulting himself to 7. The question is Hulk Hogan the right answer? Purist has never wanted to be wrong more in his life than he does right now. What I will do is tell you that the correct answer is... Woo! The Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, that's how it works. What a battle.
Not this time, pal. Not this time.
There were 2 major opportunities right there to pull it out, and it just didn't come around. What are you going to do? Sometimes it bees that way, right?
Yep.
All right, let me see. I have somewhere here. I thought, oh, it's up here. That's why. This is such not a friendly platform.
Hey,
okay.
you have Superman?
Hang tight.
Yeah,
With tonight's
it's
win,
okay.
you are one
The
step
shoulder is
closer
getting...
to the PWI Grand Championship Battle Bowl. That will take place on December 28th, exclusively here on the Nation Network. All right.
I'll give my title carrying shoulder. Give my title shoulder. Give my title carrying shoulder a week's break.
Yeah, right.
It was starting to get stiff.
No, don't worry. This time I won't be a Sasha Banks, okay? I'm no Sasha Banks, I promise you.
Juan Cordero had the right answer.
Nice. Then he needs to come on.
Primetime had the other incorrect answer.
Wrong.
You guys putting stuff out in the chat. You guys need to jump in here.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Just you don't have to have a camera. If you have one, it's great. If you don't, as long as you have a microphone, then you're all good.
Pal,
There's
you've
several of
been
you that I
screwed
would
more
love
than
to see
LC
bring this
Theory
thing
was
in.
screwed. But at least you didn't throw your money in the. At least you didn't waste your money in the bank for a minor title. I mean, it's a record, but still.
Right.
I don't know what the
Well,
fuck they were thinking back there on Monday.
Purist has the championship once again. And again, there was just so many opportunities in this thing where it could have been reversed and flipped on its head and all that kind of stuff. But that's why we play the game, folks, to see just how it's going to break down. So thank you guys for being here live for us. Thank you to our contestants and our new champion, Wrestling Purist. We'll be back next Wednesday at 6:05. We were here at 6:05 tonight. I just want you to know that. Streamed the whole 20 minutes before I realized I didn't hit the go live button. And I'm like, man, there's nobody in the chat today. What the hell's going on? I'm looking up there. And it's like,
Nana's going to get a forfeit win.
I'm
Hey,
like,
by the
damn.
way, J-Rox, I don't know if you haven't seen it before. But I shown to Vince McShane something. Here, take a look.
Yeah, he saw it.
Oh, yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you put it up on the screen, everybody can see.
There we go. All right. I want to thank everyone once again for being a part of this. We'll see you next week right here for more of the PWI Championship Challenge.